At first, there was concern that Pappy's super capitals wouldn't even show, or they would jump into the wrong location. But such worries suddenly fell away when every Cynosure field was placed on top of one another, unprotected by warp bubbles. As Asher wrote after the battle, quote, "The load-in for their supers took forever. Our Titans were creeping closer in warp. Eventually, they started hitting grid and no supers had loaded, but the warp-ins were perfect.
I need something I don't have a shit, I'm stupid.
We had executed the warp-in perfectly. A beautiful spread. A fleet killer. I keyed up to all my fleet members and said, if you believe in a deity, we could use a few prayers right now." End quote. Finally, all of the super capital ships from Pappy arrived and the bosons were fired all at once, capturing the helpless ships in the crossfire in a fantastic display. But as the bosons spooled down, their targets continued floating in space, barely scratched. Due to a bug, only a tiny amount of the damage from the bosons have been applied. With the entirety of Pappy's fleet now in fighting position and the Imperium's Titans all in awkward locations, the only thing that the Imperium could do was retreat. Such a tactic would not be allowed by Pappy again. Months wore on as Pappy systematically destroyed the keepstars of the Imperium, and the gradual pressure even allowed them to lash out against the defenses in Helm's Deep. And over the course of months, system after system of Delve fell. Soon, the Imperium was locked in one final constellation of 7 systems, with their capital of 1DQ1 TAC A as a choke point. The sheer defensive abilities of the Imperium and the key choke point that allowed them to maintain sovereignty in the constellation meant that attacking directly would be foolhardy for Pappy, even given what they had learned in M2 TAC XFE about the effects of massive numbers of players in a single system. Though they had the Imperium surrounded, there seemed to be no way to break into their capital, and the longer they took, the more chaos brewed in their home systems, and the worse morale became. The purpose of the war was clear from the outset: demolish the Imperium, but the Imperium refused to budge. The longer that Pappy took to achieve total victory, and the more losses they took on the home front, the more morale dipped for the attackers. In contrast, the Imperium's morale was only building, as every day that they survived was another day that they defied the enemies that sought to eradicate them entirely from the game. The Imperium continued to hold until summer, when they finally began to strike back out, and Pappy could not afford to leave Delve without losing territory that they had fought so desperately to take and hold. The deciding event of the war, however, wouldn't be military, but economic. As Pappy had been laying siege to Delve, they had relied on the continuous income from the Tranquility Trading Tower. But suddenly, Crowd Control Productions announced a change that would reduce the taxes that players faced when buying and selling goods at NPC stations, making it more profitable to sell in Jedha rather than at the neighboring Tranquility Trading Tower, meaning that the income for these corporations relying on the trading fees was suddenly and drastically diminished. While far from the only factor, it would prove to be the final one. The call was given. Pappy alliances were ordered to unanchor their citadels and leave. Different outlets would blame different factors, including splintered interests among Pappy leaders, the loss of territory, low recruitment numbers, and waning resources, but it's most likely that all had some role to play in the decision. After a long and arduous year, the war was over. The Imperium now stood victorious and defiant. But while Nullsec returned to a relative state of equilibrium, the game itself would undergo turmoil. After Pearl Abyss purchased Crowd Control Productions, there was concern in the community that they would eventually begin to offer purchases for items that had traditionally only been available to those who worked hard to earn them in-game, and these fears were made far more tangible when, in March of 2022,
Oh.
They announced a special pack for sale that they called the Prospector Pack. While many different things were offered, among them was a mining barge, the Retriever. The sale of this ship was a shock to almost everyone in the game. Those who started playing EVE Online often began by mining in HiSec, saving in order to afford a new Retriever so that they could mine more efficiently. And its existence was symbolic of the struggle for success in New Eden for new and old players alike. The ability to purchase this ship felt like a betrayal. The Council of Stellar Management said as much in an open letter. It reads in part, quote, "One issue that has been a perennial player concern is that of monetization. From the 2011 Summer of Rage to the monthly complaints from players over different ads and new monetization schemes, no one can argue that the core player base in EVE Online cares deeply about monetization and is highly skeptical about the direction CCP monetization has been going. The one line we have always said should never be crossed is the selling of fitted ships. This has been consistent. It has been long held and passionately held by most core players. None of us have talked with any of our fellow CSM members who believed that selling fitted ships was an acceptable means of monetizing the game. Any sale like this would have a negative impact on the in-game economy for a variety of reasons, but most importantly because it will both set the in-game price for ships as a function of the real-life cost of the sale, as we see with skins, and because it would edge out producers by introducing free ships that did not require in-game time and materials to produce. We cannot, in good faith, tell any player concerned with this sale that this is as far as the line goes, because we have seen, twice now, CCP willingly cross a line that we were confident was strictly off limits." End quote. After a coordinated effort by EVE content creators to draw attention to this issue that they called EVE Blackout and significant pressure from the player community, the Prospector Pack was removed. The question for players now was simply, how would they attempt to monetize the game next? It was clear that they wished to move away from the monthly subscription model, but it wasn't clear how precisely they would do so in a game that prioritized player effort so highly. What precisely the company will do with the game in the near future is difficult to predict, but the players are passionate enough to stay, even in the face of profoundly unpopular decisions, and fight for the virtual world that they have made their second home, both against one another and the company. As this video is being completed, a new war has broken out involving much the same belligerents as the war that preceded it, and its trajectory will chart yet another chapter in the history of the game. After 2 decades, EVE Online not only refuses to die, but continues to thrive, and its stories will continue to be told in characteristic, nigh incomprehensible jargon by players passionately recalling their time spent in New Eden. This has been an incredibly incomplete overview of the history of EVE Online. Every aspect discussed, from the way that ships are fitted to every subculture of the game, is rich with history and complexity, and to gather all of it would be more than a lifetime's worth of work, and it is still growing. A single aspect discussed could have filled multiple videos of the same runtime. This is
If I tell you that, kinda the same with
the drama swirling in low-sec, the intricate politics of null-sec, the history of evictions in wormhole space, the growth and evolution of industry, the history of day trading commodities in economic hubs, the regular tournaments between skilled combatants, factional warfare, the lore of the game, the science of fitting ships and creating fleet doctrines, and a cavalcade of other topics, not least of which being the stories of individuals, such as the maneuverings of the late Vilerat, the resignation of the Mittani from Imperium leadership, and the efforts of Jade Constantine to create the first nullsec trade hub. The harrowing tales of spies, saboteurs, defectors, and fleet commanders cannot be overstated either, all leaving their mark on New Eden. Special consideration goes to Andrew Groen and his work Empires of Eve, without which the creation of this video would have proven far more daunting. His effort to chronicle the history of the Nullsec empires has not only been foundational to this video, but its knowledge is essential to all those hoping to understand the complexities of those factions. Eve University and its Wormhole campus also deserve mention, without whom the game would have been far more mystifying and impenetrable. I wish to personally thank Rogueflight, who patiently sat with me and explained the most bare of basics multiple times. Much of what was discussed in this
And
video
behind everything was
incomplete for
smooth.
the sake of viewer
It was
comprehension
smooth
and
fault
runtime,
all
and there are
along.
almost certainly inaccuracies due to error or ignorance. I have presented this work knowing that these deficiencies exist, and I both hope for your forgiveness and for your enjoyment regardless. Thank you for your time.
Hello. Okay, but no. Because he's way too fluffy to be banned. www7. Sure, why not? But they were sharing him first. What do you want a ammo wig? No. No, be mean to the cuties. We smooch him good nights only. Habit hat. Wow, we watched the world almost 6 hours of essay. Was good. No, the live was good. Okay. Oh, okay, Mika, go live so I can raid you. I know you are around there. Come on, get out. Psst, 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 psst. Mika. Mika, get up. Oh, wait. Never mind. Is Fel still live? Is Fel live? Is Fel live? Yes. How long has been Bell? Fuck off, Vivaldi. Work. When I tell you to work, you work. Okay, we are going to read Bell. Everyone, bling, 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 bling. Get ready to read. We are going to read a cutie. Wake up. Wake the
jingle,
fuck
jingle,
up.
pay attention, pay attention. I said your favorite word, the back rooms, okay? The back rooms. Dingle, dangle, dingle, dangle.
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
There was a misinput, calm down! You calm the fuck down!
Oh, bro.
There was a misinput!
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, wake you up, Al.
Failure!
This is my...
I'm never last. Only tough people last.
Okay. Like my sashes. Ray is going to be... We gambled and learn all about Eve online. Please send help. And so Ray... Okie dokie. We're going to say hi to the cute fellow Eldritch Being, Beltravi, such a cutie, and Ray Beltravi. Go be with her. She's doing a subotom because she got a lot of medical checks to pay. Sadly, a lot of bad shit happened together, so she's in a struggle. So be with her, be nice to her, and give love. Give love. Take care, everybody. See you maybe the Wednesday and Saturday, maybe collab. Poucham, remember to join the Discord. I don't do promotions with Discord. Smile, smiley face. Take care, everybody. I know it's a short stream. We stream 12 hours. Take care, everyone. Bye bye. Bye.